According to a new insider report, Caitlin Clark's groin injury is completely healed. I'm going to tell you the real reason she's not on the court and why this is actually great news for the Fever. We'll dive into the conflicting reports, the team's official statement, and what a return would have meant for the league. If you're a fan, you're frustrated you can't see the Fever's superstar play in the playoffs. All hail the Corgi. The Indiana Fever just shocked the Atlanta Dream in Game 3, winning their first-round series and punching their ticket to the semifinals. And with that, there are some big storylines we need to talk about, including the question everyone's asking. Could Caitlin Clark actually make a return? There's been chatter, conflicting reports, and speculation all season long. So I went digging for real answers, and I'll break down what I found. But before we dive into Caitlin, let's appreciate what just happened. The Fever weren't supposed to be here. Let's be honest. They came into this season written off by analysts, picked apart by critics, and dismissed as an afterthought in a loaded league. They were underdogs from the very beginning, and yet the way they closed out this series was nothing short of incredible. Down 5 with just 2 minutes left? That's when most teams fold. The Dream had an 84% chance of winning at that point, but Indiana refused to quit. Possession by possession, stop by stop, bucket by bucket, they clawed their way back, and in the end, they walked off the court with the win that sends them to the semifinals. That kind of grit doesn't just happen. It's earned through months of ups and downs, and nobody's had more of those this season than Indiana. Think about it. They lost Caitlin Clark. They lost Sophie, Sydney, Aerie, Chloe. At times, it felt like half the roster was in street clothes, and yet here they are, one of the last 4 teams standing. No excuses, no self-pity, just fight. And if you watched the reactions after the buzzer, you saw what it meant. Pure joy, pure relief, pure belief. That win gave fans a heart attack, but what a way to go. So yeah, there were frustrations this season. Plenty of moments fans wish were handled differently. But here's the bigger picture. This group believes in each other. They play for each other. And when you have that kind of chemistry, you're never out of it. Add Caitlin Clark back into that mix next season, you're looking at a serious contender. But first, let's talk about the shade. Right after the win, the Fever's social media team wasted no time reminding ESPN and basically everyone else that the so-called experts had picked them to lose. That's how you do it. You let the scoreboard talk, and then you clap back. Meanwhile, Alicia Gray had a fan tossed for some light heckling. Somebody please get her a Kleenex sponsorship. And when Indiana got booed after the game, they laughed it off. That's how you handle it. Sports aren't supposed to be polite. You don't run from the noise. You embrace it. Caitlin Clark understands this.
Caitlin Clark showing you guys how to interact with the fans. You don't pull a Kalia Copper and go to the post-game podium and complain about fans booing. It's a part of the game. Caitlin Clark didn't pull an Angel Reese and get a whole fake racism investigation started because opposing fans are booing you. This is stardom. This is how you handle booing fans. You don't go get a fake investigation started because you can't handle people booing you.
She knows what it means to be a star, to take the boos, the jeers, the spotlight, and turn it into fuel. That's the difference. Which brings us back to the question on everyone's mind. Could Caitlin Clark return for this playoff run? We've all seen the clips. Caitlin warming up in Atlanta, jumping on the sidelines, moving well. From the outside, it looks possible. And then came the reports. According to Scott Agnes, the groin isn't the issue anymore. It's the ankle.
Scott Agnes, it's the groin. It's not the groin, it's the ankle. It's not the groin, it's the ankle. People saying stop lying, man. Scott Agnes is the one person that's been legit. He's the one person, regardless of what you've said, what you think about him. He is the closest thing to an insider.
And like him or not, Agnes is about as close to an insider as you can get with this team. If he says it, it's basically coming straight from inside. And that's actually good news, because if the groin, the original problem, is healed, then Caitlin is on track to be ready for next season without any setbacks. Now, imagine if she had been eligible to return this postseason. We might have been staring at a full Michael Jordan sophomore season arc. Remember, MJ missed most of his second year with a broken foot, only to return in the playoffs and drop a record 63 points on the Celtics. Caitlin already had her 9 points in 38 seconds game against the Liberty. You know she'd be ready for the spotlight. And the league desperately needs it. Ratings skyrocket whenever Caitlin plays. A finals run with her would be a historic boost. But here's the harsh truth. She's been officially ruled out. Once a player is removed from the roster, that's it. No returns, no miracle comeback, no exceptions. So why'd the Fever do it? Maybe they didn't think they'd make it this far. Maybe they wanted to protect their franchise star long term. Either way, the decision's been made. Caitlin Clark's rookie season is over. And yet, the story doesn't end here. Because now, Indiana's Cinderella run is heading to Las Vegas. The Fever will face the defending champion Aces in the semifinals. And yes, Becky Hammon is saying Indiana hasn't seen the real Aces yet.
You actually just referenced it twice. It is Indiana. Dropped 2 of the 3 games to them this year, but you haven't seen them since late July. What excites you about that matchup?
That they haven't seen the real Aces yet. They caught us when we were at a bit in turmoil. Not only that, they whooped us.
But guess what? The Fever already beat them twice this season, and they did it without Caitlin Clark. That's a statement. That's belief. And in Game 1 of the semifinals, they proved it again. Kelsey Mitchell went nuclear 34 points on the road, and suddenly, Indiana has a 1-0 lead over the champs. Just let that sink in. The Fever, the team that nobody believed in, just walked into Las Vegas and stole home court advantage. Now the question is, can they keep this going? Can they actually pull off the unthinkable and knock off the defending champs? History says the Aces won't go down easy. They're battle-tested. They're deep. They've got stars who know how to win on the biggest stage. But the Fever? They've got nothing to lose. And that's what makes them dangerous. The narrative is completely different now. The Fever are no longer just a feel-good story. They are a legitimate threat. They've already won a playoff series, a feat that felt impossible just weeks ago. They've stolen a game on the road from the defending champions. They've done it all without their franchise player. This isn't luck. This is a team that has learned how to win. Their confidence is through the roof. Just look at the way they played against the Aces. They came out aggressive, they out-hustled the champs, and they refused to back down, even when Las Vegas made a run. That's the kind of performance that puts the league on notice, and it's a direct result of the adversity they faced. The injuries, the losing streaks, the outside criticism, all of it built a resiliency that no one saw coming. When you lose your best player and still find a way to thrive, it changes everything. It proves that the team is bigger than any single player, even one as talented as Caitlin Clark. So, what's the new story? It's about a team that found its identity in the face of chaos. It's about a veteran like Kelsey Mitchell finally getting to experience a culture where she feels valued. It's about a coach, Stephanie White, who took a mountain of criticism and used it to build something special. Sure, it would have been a great story to see Caitlin Clark make a miraculous return. But the story we're getting now? It's even better. It's about a team of players who are defying expectations and proving everyone wrong, one clutch win at a time. It's a story of heart, guts, and a whole lot of belief. But hold on. Let's zoom out for a second. Because what Indiana's doing right now, it's bigger than just basketball. This run is about changing a narrative. For years, the Fever have been the punchline of the WNBA. Let's not sugarcoat it. Since Tamika Catchings retired, they've been the basement team. They cycled through coaches, cycled through draft picks, cycled through false hope. Every season started the same. Maybe this is the year Indiana turns it around. And every season ended the same, near the bottom of the standings. But this is different. This is the moment a franchise starts to turn the page. Every dynasty, every contender, every team of the future has a point in history where the momentum shifts. And years from now, when fans look back at the Fever's rise, they're going to circle this playoff run. Game 3 against Atlanta wasn't just a win. It was a statement. Think about the context. A win-or-go-home situation on the road without your superstar rookie against a dream team that had depth, firepower, and home court advantage. And Indiana didn't just survive it. They owned the last 2 minutes. That's the type of win that makes believers out of doubters. That's the type of win that tells a locker room, we're good enough to beat anyone, anywhere. So what's fueling this? Kelsey Mitchell finally getting her flowers. For years, she's been underrated, overlooked, stuck on bad teams. But now, she's reminding the world why she's one of the coldest shot makers in the league. Aaliyah Boston's growth. Even in her second year, she's the anchor. Her presence in the paint changes everything. You don't just waltz into the lane against Indiana anymore. The role players stepping up. Victoria Saxton with the hustle plays, Lexi Hull hitting timely shots, Nalissa Smith dominating the boards. These aren't just fill-ins. They're the glue that's holding it all together. Championship teams are built on stars, yes, but they're won with depth. And Indiana's depth is being battle-tested right now. Now, let's not ignore the elephant in the room. Caitlin Clark is the face of the Fever's future. Her return is inevitable. And when it happens, this entire roster gets a jolt. Think about it. The Fever are already proving they can beat contenders without her. Add Caitlin's scoring, her vision, her gravitational pull on defenses, and suddenly Indiana becomes must-see basketball every single night. You thought ratings were high this year? Just wait. If this run is the appetizer, Caitlin's sophomore season is the main course. And what makes this even juicier? The rivalries are already forming. The Liberty, that 9-point burst in 38 seconds against New York, that wasn't just a highlight. That was the spark of a budding rivalry. The Aces, defending champs, cocky, battle-tested, and Indiana just walked into their house and stole a win. You better believe Las Vegas isn't taking that lightly. The Sky. Chicago and Indiana have been trading barbs all season, both on the court and on social media. That rivalry's about to explode next year when Caitlin's back in uniform. Rivalries are what grow the game, and Indiana is suddenly at the center of all of them. And let's not forget what this means for Indianapolis. This is a city that loves its basketball Hoosier roots run deep. But for too long, the Fever have been an afterthought compared to the Pacers. That's changing. Attendance is climbing. Merch sales are exploding. Suddenly, kids are showing up to games wearing Fever jerseys, not just Pacers ones. The Fever are becoming the story in Indiana sports. And when Caitlin Clark steps back on that court next season, Bankers Life Fieldhouse is going to be a madhouse. So here's the question. What if the Fever actually pull this off? What if they don't just make a cute playoff run, but actually take down the defending champs, march into the finals, and push for the title? Even without Caitlin, even with all the odds stacked against them, what if this team shocks the world? Because right now, that's not a fantasy. That's a very real possibility. So here's where we stand. A franchise once left for dead is alive and thriving. A coach who was on the hot seat is earning the trust of her players. A group of underdogs has become a legitimate contender, and a city is starting to believe again. The Fever don't need Caitlin Clark to validate this run. They've already proven themselves. But when she comes back, the league better be ready. Because Indiana isn't just playing for respect anymore. They're playing for history. So whether you're a Fever fan or a hater, buckle up. Because this story, it's just getting started. And hey, if you're still rocking with me right now, drop a chicken or a fire emoji in the comments. Because this playoff run isn't just unlikely, it's unforgettable. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, because if Indiana keeps this up, we're going to have a lot more to talk about.